Here to talk about the insurance side of things is Tina Pint. Tina is a sales representative for Jewelers Mutual Insurance Company. Jewelers Mutual specializes in insurance products and services for the jewelry industry. Tina is a certified insurance counselor and a certified insurance service representative. That's a lot of C's. She has worked with law enforcement officers to provide training to jewelry crime detectives. Please welcome Tina Pint.
Boy, there's been a lot of great speakers so far. Let me give you a little bit about Jewelers Mutual first. Next year, we celebrate our 100th year in business, specifically for the jewelry industry. We have been established by jewelers for jewelers, and we have experts in loss prevention, and we also pay memberships to Jewelers Security Alliance. Besides doing commercial business, we do insure 2.5 billion, yes, billion, of individual personal jewelry. We offer to all of our policyholders free shipping with registered mail post office. That is a limit up to $100,000. You can purchase more by endorsement. Post office coverage, express mail, $25,000. You can also purchase more on that. We can also endorse UPS, Federal Express, to the policies if need be as well. And today's presentation will talk a little bit about recommendations, the post office coverages, UPS, Federal Express, and then there are also the third-party shipping carriers, which you can get the shipping rate and the insurance directly from them. And that will be your Parcel Pro, TransGuardian, GS4. I think there's a new one out there called StarNet. Good companies to use as well. And then we're going to just briefly talk about drop-off centers. It's the safe shipping tips. Always, always use double boxing. Most jewelers will even use a triple box. And what this does is it helps in tampering with packages. Far too often, I've seen packages that are received and they have been slit and then retaped. When you double or triple box, you're going to avoid that. It's a little harder to just cut through one slit. As commented as it seems, do not ever, ever, ever put on the box gold, jewelry, diamonds, take me, high-valued items enclosed. I have seen a package that was received at a jewelry store, and it did say diamonds galore on the box. The box was a typical size of a jewelry box, very small, very light. So if I'm a delivery person trying to make it to the next check, what am I going to do? I see diamonds on a box. Again, enclose a detailed packing slip. And packing slip, it's going to tell what is in the package, so that, for instance, if you shipped 3 diamonds to a lab and there's no packing slip, they grade 2 diamonds, let's say, they ship them back, and then the retailer's saying, hey, where's that 3rd diamond? Where's the proof that there was a 3rd diamond in the package? And always try to have a written agreement with whoever you are shipping to so that they know when it's being shipped, who it's being shipped to, and how it's being shipped. And always, always, always have signed receipt. Most of the time it's a free service that you can get. And again, track the packages. And you always want to keep a shipping log of what you are shipping. This is going to help come at the time of a claim. You want to be able to see who shipped or packed the item, what was sent, so that can be your sales slip, invoice slip, memo slips, or sales receipts actually. Put when it was shipped, who it was shipped, when it was received is also something good to add. And then again, how is it shipped? The Post Office, Express Mail, or Federal Express. You also want to put what is insured by each different carrier, and then any paperwork from the carrier that lists the tracking number so it's easy for you to figure out how to trace back, and then if there's any deductible. Now, valuation on items, you always want to put that out front, and Jewelers Mutual is going to pay based on your documentation. So you're going to have your cost of materials, your labor, and have that listed as well inside the box. Do not put that on the outside of the box. Do not put any values on the outside. And then you should also be able to pull this purchase order and show the documentation of it, should there be a claim. Or you could always go to your inventory, which is going to have another documentation of it. And for items that you've made, again, remember to include your labor cost in that as well, because we will reimburse based on that. As a side note, just remember that if you declare with a shipper an item is $5,000 and you purchase their insurance, but the item's really $10,000, we would still pay based on that documentation, not what you're declaring. So think about that. When it comes to incoming shipments, have an area in your gallery, your store, or your home-based business of where you receive the shipments. Always try to have the same person responsible for shipments when they come in and when they're going to check them. And then have the process of incoming shipments written down. For your incoming shipments, do not sign off on any package until you have been fully inspected. Because once you sign, liability is released, their hands are washed. It's very hard to collect from them. Count and inspect the packages. If it says you have 3 packages, make sure there are 3 packages, record the data, and then make sure that they're also addressed to you. There was a jeweler that was busy. He had 3 packages come in, and unfortunately, he pushed them to the side and signed off on them. 3 hours later, when he goes to look at the packages, he finds out one of the packages is not even his. Makes it very hard to track a lost package. If there are signs of tampering, do not sign for the package and accept it. Ask the delivery person, as busy as they may be, as much as a battle it could be for them, do not leave without that documentation, a signature, a photo, a video camera of you opening a package always helps. And again, open in front of a delivery person if you can. Again, the video is always helpful. And check the contents immediately. Again, back to the scenario with the 3 diamonds. There was no packing slip. The items weren't counted till later. Then, unfortunately, it was a little too late. Then you become he said, she said. If items are missing, save the packing material. I have one jeweler that has a UPS. I hate to beat UPS up, but they have a UPS box where it had been tampered with and slit, and they keep that box to this day because it was a battle with UPS. And I think that claim was probably over 10 years ago now. Let's talk about post office coverage. It's by far the safest way to ship. It's a federal offense when you tamper with any packages from the post office. UPS and Federal Express is not federal offense. It is a slap on the wrist, and the person is terminated. With registered mail, you do have to declare the values, and the fees that they pay or charge are based on that value, just because there's certain criteria and certain employees who can only handle high-valued packages. You can purchase up to $25,000 from the post office unregistered mail, and we will still give you $100,000 automatic. Registered mail safest because of the route it takes. It's kept in holding areas that are keyed, and only certain personnel can touch it, sign for it. A trade-off is that it does take a little longer, but at least it's safe getting there. Express mail at the post office. Benefit, you don't have to declare a value on it, and you can purchase $5,000 from the post office. Will automatically give you up to $25,000 if you're a policyholder, or they will give you the $100 automatic. It is faster, 1 to 2 day delivery, depending on the cutoff time when you do get it to the post office or when a carrier picks it up. There's only one level of security, so it's not like registered mail. Still a little safer because it's federal. Another drawback, it's mixed in with the regular mail. Most of the packages, if you weren't aware, do travel on FedEx planes. You can save quite a bit on shipping if you do the click and ship online. And again, you don't have to leave your store, your gallery. You can schedule a pickup very easily online. Again, briefly, the coverages that Jewelers Mutual is providing, $100,000 for first-class registered mail. There is no deductible. You have to declare full value, and we pay based on your documentation, not what you declare. And to be safe, if you have to go to the post office, we give you $125,000 travel coverage. Express mail, limit up to $25,000. Again, no deductible. You do not need to declare the value, and you can have a pickup at the store, or you could take it to the post office. They will also offer to do a print scan, the carrier, and it will show in your shipment log. So good for tracking. $125,000 to and from the post office for your travel when it's with you. As was mentioned earlier, please take a look at the website for the professional guidelines on damage. They're really, really good tools that she has put out there. Okay, we'll talk about UPS. We'll do it in a nice way. UPS will not accept packages over $50,000. They will not insure loose or cut stones, so remember that. Even if you put it in a spring mounting, there's been claims that have been denied because of that. They are very sticky and hard to work with, so do not think that that's a way around it. Always request signed receipt. Do not waive it. And one benefit, UPS will deliver international. And you always want to check your policy and terms of who's insuring your packages to make sure that the territory it's insured in, because most of them are just United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. So always make sure you see that in writing. Federal Express, they will accept your loose stones, and they do offer a great program for MJSA and JA members. It's called the DVX program, Declared Value Exception. And this is for when you have higher valued items that you're shipping. You can get, again, a better rate on the shipping, and then they include the insurance. And I want to mention again another reason why it may be a good idea to go with a third party or directly with the shippers for your insurance. Then if you have a loss, you're not going to have it affect your policy. Something to think about. And I think it makes them a little bit more responsible, maybe. Always signed receipt. It was mentioned earlier about Parcel Pro, another third party that will ship high-valued items, combining the shipping and insurance in one charge. Most of their shipping is done with UPS in the United States, but occasionally they can do Federal Express. It's simply a call to an 800 number, or you can also do your packages online with them. They're very easy to work with. Other shippers that are out there, the TransGuardian, they will cover up to $150,000 and $25,000 for priority mail, which Jewelers Mutual does not cover priority mail. And then you have, again, the Federal Express DVX as an option. G4S is another option. Armored Carrier is by far one of the best methods to send. And then, as I mentioned, there are new companies out there like StarNet that will give your rate and your insurance in one price. Briefly about drop boxes, don't do it. There is no documentation of you putting an item in the drop box. There's no documentation when somebody picks it up. There's just no documentation. And we want to pay you for a claim, we believe you, but a drop box is just not a good idea. Quickly, let's just go through a scenario. Overnight shipment of $75,000 loose diamond. Can you ship it by UPS? If it's in a spring? No. Okay, you passed. Again, they don't accept. You can ship it by Parcel Pro or add another endorsement to your policy. Or the post office registered mail, one of the safest ways to ship. Another quiz. What documentation do you need for every package you ship in order to submit a claim? Your shipping log, copies of your invoices, sales receipts, memo slips, consignment slips, who packed it, when they packed it, where it was going. The more, the better. Shipper's documentation as well. A couple true or falses on the post office coverage. Is it true that you must declare the value of the package with registered mail? Yes, you do have to, whether you insure it with them or not. It's considered mail fraud if you don't. And then packages at the post office, express mail. Do you have to take them to the post office? No. Click and ship, schedule a pickup. Saves you time and money. Express mail delivered usually in 1 to 2 days. Yes, and again, be aware of your cutoff time. Don't ship anyway by Friday or over weekends because there's a good chance a package may sit. And it is a federal offense to steal from the post office, so that's why it is one of the safer ways to ship. I thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Question that I have, which I think is directed at the woman from Jewelers Mutual. If you're shipping and you're insured by an insurance company, why would you also get insurance from the shipper? Do you know what I mean? Why not just have a $1 declared value on the box so it has no red flags, but in the background you've got yourself covered with a third-party insurer?
You can do that. However, with the first-class registered mail, I would caution you, if you do declare a value of, let's say, just $100, and you're with Jewelers Mutual and you have the rest of the insurance with Jewelers Mutual, you may have a problem collecting from the post office that amount because they'll consider it mail fraud. And I did have a jeweler one time declare a value at $25,000 because that's what he purchased from the post office. The value of the package was actually, I think it was almost $50,000. It was like $48,000. And the package was lost. When he went back to the post office to try to collect his $25,000, he had a very difficult time because they found out the true value of the package was upwards of $50,000.
It's very true. If you do that, you don't put the right value, the real value on the package from registered mail, it is a federal crime. And they can put you in jail for doing it. It is mail fraud, and they take it very, very seriously. So I've gone back and forth with the post office and Tina for probably about a year on that. So if you're sending a $30,000 package, you have to put down as $30,000. You do have to pay the insurance up to the $25,000 that they'll do it. If you're using it through Jewelers Mutual, they'll cover the other $5,000. But the post office is really picky about it. It's a federal crime to do, mail fraud. So take it real serious.
And if it is a high valued item, you wouldn't want to put $100 on it. Because again, due to the value that's declared on it is who can touch it, the processes it takes internally, and lockdown areas that will go. And if many of you have one-of-a-kind pieces, high values, you just can't recreate that.
This concludes the lecture by Tina Pint from Jewelers Mutual, titled, Insurance considerations for safe shipping of jewelry. Documents mentioned during this presentation include the Professional Guidelines document, Claims for Damaged Work. This artist checklist will help you make a claim for damaged work with step-by-step instructions for professional success. You can find the Professional Guidelines at the URL at the bottom of this screen. The Professional Development Seminar is sponsored by SNAG, the Society of North American Goldsmiths, and MJSA, Manufacturing Jewelers and Suppliers of America. The Professional Development Seminar takes place each year during the SNAG conference. There are a total of 7 SlideShare presentations about shipping from the 2012 SNAG Professional Development Seminar. The presentations include horror stories with comprehensive advice from Layla Hamden about packing and shipping recommendations for artists. Packing one-of-a-kind artwork for shipping by Harriete Estelle Berman includes a step-by-step tutorial for making a custom-made shipping box. There is also a matching 4-page PDF handout in the Professional Guidelines. Shipping comparisons by Loring Taoka include shipping costs and insurance comparisons with common carriers. There are 3 different scenarios, 3 different size boxes with different insurance values, all shipped, pretend as an example, from Seattle to Pittsburgh. There is also a great handout which offers information for the difference in shipping costs and possible insurance coverage. Shipping Large Sculpture by Kim Cridler offers advice for shipping large sculpture and alternatives to art shippers for shipping large work economically. Kim Cridler also wrote a 2-page handout for thinking outside the box, less than truckload shipping, and more unusual options for shipping large-scale sculpture. International Shipping Issues by Andy Cooperman discusses the many variables involved in shipping across international borders. The handout offers information about terms used in international shipping situations. If Shipping Goes Wrong, It Really Goes Wrong by Bridget Martin, who shares her experience as a gallery owner with a shipping disaster. Quick Thinking, documenting the crate conditions in the truck and insisting on cooperation from the truck driver, saved the day. Learn from her experience so you are prepared. All of the PowerPoint presentations and handouts from the Professional Development Seminar about shipping will be available on the SNAG website on the Professional Development Seminar page. PowerPoint presentations from the past 2 years with handouts from the past 7 years are also available. All of the Professional Development Seminar information is also available on the website for Harriete Estelle Berman